Well, it's been a while since I visited with Doctor Who, unless you count the classic Who reviews I've been doing. Been watching some Hartnell episodes. I do hope you took time to view those. Yes, I do. But anyway, let's get back to the current Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker. Yes, after a very lackluster season, only getting a few little details about the upcoming season, which will be next year. And so every little bit of news bears looking at for anyone missing Doctor Who. Well, I'm not really missing her all that much, but lately there's been some talk of I don't even like using the term shipping. I don't know, it just sounds stupid. But anyway, the point being, putting couples together with fans fantasizing about certain relationships between characters of fantasy fiction and whatnot. And Doctor Who's no different. And of course, with New Who, romance was front and center, thanks to what Billie Piper and David Tennant and their portrayal of Doctor Who. And even though no one called it shipping in the good old days of Classic Who, a lot of times you kind of got the insinuation that there was interest there. And of course, it's often said that the Doctor prefers women to be his companions. And so if the Doctor were ever to regenerate into a woman, it's like the old joke, hey, if I was suddenly a woman, I'd be a lesbian. Yeah, the joke works because it's true. It is. So, logically speaking, if there were to be a romance in this version of Doctor Who, you would expect it to be with a woman. Well, who's the most available woman in the show right now? Yes, it's Yasmin. Which is too bad, because Yasmin could have easily been played by a chair or some other article of furniture. Look, she seems like a nice lady, Mandy Gill, playing the role. And it could very well be that they simply didn't give her any material to work with. I mean, she's introduced, hey, she's a police officer. Well, what's she gonna do? Nothing. Not really. And so that could be all about that. But, the whole deal about her character and the Doctor having a romance comes up because someone, I guess, approached her, Miss Gill, about this. And she said, well, I guess it would be all right. I don't have a problem with it. I don't know that that's where the show's going and all this kind of thing, you know. I believe Whittaker herself had said she doesn't see any romance on her version of Doctor Who. So I don't think there was any plans at all for that. There's only one little mention where Yasmin's mother says, are you and the Doctor an item? And, you know, and that's about it. Gil talks, I guess people were seeing the chemistry between me and Jodie and thinking there might be something there for the characters. There's no chemistry. It's just not there. Ah, boy, but the point being that, yes, logically speaking, based on what we've been presented with Doctor Who, a lesbian relationship, if you can call it that. I mean... for Yaz, yes, but for the Doctor, guess what, Yaz? There's something you should know. But anyway, that I don't have a problem with. The problem is the idea of suggesting that there's some chemistry here and all the signs are there. There's nothing there. There's absolutely nothing. So it would be kind of forced and shoehorned in. Unless they were to say, oh, a bunch of stuff happened in between seasons, and so that we're too lazy to show any character development, and then suddenly there'll just be a couple in the first episode. And that's it. Which, I don't know, probably be for the best, because, boy, this team just doesn't know how to do stories whatsoever, and they certainly know very little about character development. However, they did do a good job with Ryan and Graham. Yes, Ryan and Graham, the only ones who really show some good stuff within the show, and that's about it. But when it comes to Classic Who, again, even though I acknowledge that, you know, there's a lot of insinuations and whatnot, and people are drawing their own conclusions. I would say there was more chemistry there between the Doctor and his female companions than there ever was here between Yes and the Doctor. For people to go, hey, is there something here? And I mean, some things are pretty obviously when it was Tom Baker and Lola Ward. Well, that sort of thing. But anyway, there never was any actual on-screen romance per se with the Doctor. Well, there's a brief story with Hartnell getting engaged. But I mean, overall in classic series, there was nothing quite like what happened with Rose and the Doctor. So, one of the aspects of this new era of Doctor Who, when Chibnall and Jodie took over, was that it looked like to me an attempt to kind of bring it back to the episodic nature of Doctor Who, where there was mostly self-contained stories. There wasn't any arcs, and the idea of romance and that sort of thing, which was suggested even after Rose with even Clara and Amy and all that sort of thing. And then, of course, River Song. Now, there's some talk of River Song coming back to the show. Yeah, I think River Song's story is done. It's been resolved. As far as, you know, Big Finish stories about her meeting the other doctors and all that sort of stuff in the past, yeah, fine. But I thought a lot of people didn't like the Husbands of River Song, and there was the same Missandras crap in there and that sort of thing. Yeah, I know, and it could have been a lot better. But I kind of liked the show. And the ending, of course, was very touching. And I was kind of grateful that one of the things that was teased was actually resolved. So, should she be brought back? I don't know. Captain Jack would probably be better. But the thing with River Song is that she's been infatuated and in love with the Doctor all this time. And then suddenly, the Doctor's a woman. Now, it would be interesting, but you think they would do it to make it interesting? No, they probably wouldn't. It's probably better off in neither her or Captain Jack coming, because they're just going to mess it all up. And you know, you could have a heartfelt story here where the Doctor feels something for River and misses her and everything. But River's like, yeah, I'm not into that. You know, I mean, it's kind of like back in Next Generation, when Dr. Beverly Crusher fell in love with this ambassador who had the Trill symbiote in him, and then got injured, and then the Trill had to be transplanted into another body. And, well, it was a woman. And so the Trill was still in love with Beverly, but Beverly was like, yeah, I don't swing that way. And so there you go. That's how that would go. This day and age, with the crazy era the way it is, and everybody waiting to accuse somebody of some ism, yeah, I don't know. But it wouldn't make any sense, because she's been in love with all these, well, with the same man, basically. And even though this man has now turned into a woman, it probably wouldn't work out. So it's too bad about Yasmin being a blank slate character, and they didn't give her any character development whatsoever. And to suggest that there's any character development, chemistry between the two, there isn't. And to suddenly slap that on would just be kind of stupid, which means probably a good chance it's going to happen. Yeah, because it's been a pretty stupid show so far. Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. That's my thoughts on that. Good luck, Doctor Who. Thank you for watching and listening. Say, why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you.